So guys, I had an F-150 video lined up for this week. I have it all recorded and everything, but instead you're seeing the dirty desk mat. Why is that? Well, I have come across a product so horribly terrible that I need to make sure that nobody ever buys it. So I'm posting this video this week. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, Canada Post strike is over. Packages are coming in. Now this, unfortunately I opened already because I had no idea what this is. There's nothing on this box to indicate that it is in fact a controller. So I want to show you guys how this showed up. Now keep in mind, this costs like $25 off of AliExpress. You can get controllers for 20 bucks off of Temu with coupons and whatnot, but it is very rare that you find something that's cheap on AliExpress. So bear this in mind. That's how it came. We have another garbage USB-C cable to add to the pile of garbage USB-C cables. We have a controller in a very flimsy bubble wrap, and we have an instruction manual. And that's it. On the plus side, the instruction manual is in English, so that's good. So let's get it out of the bubble wrap. And there it is. Now, for how cheap this looks, it actually does not feel too bad. The triggers have some nice spring to them. Face buttons are actually stiffer than a normal Xbox controller. The joysticks look about the same size as a standard Xbox controller. Everything just kind of looks like an Xbox controller except for this. I believe this is a touchpad, which I'm very excited to try out. We have RGB, rear macros. I do not believe that anything on this is Hall effect. If it is, I would be very surprised because that would be a very cheap Hall effect controller and there would be no reason not to buy this. But of course, I'm going to test it out for a little bit and let you guys know what I think about it. Now, this is supposed to be wireless. As you saw, it does have a battery in it. It does turn on when you press the power button. It does not say on the back how big of a battery it is, so let me check the user manual. And the user manual does not specify. So just going over quickly, this does identify as a PS4 controller. If PlayStation actually made controllers that looked like this, maybe I'd actually play PlayStation. So we have a turbo button. This is the PS button. Share, starter options, your standard, whatever PlayStation uses, X, square, circle, triangle. And then the set button is for your macro buttons at the back. The triggers do feel great. Bumpers are pretty clicky. I do like the way that they click. Face pad buttons, like I said, they are stiffer than an Xbox controller, but not by much. This feels like nothing. That does not feel like I'm pressing individual buttons at all, and it's got this weird little when you go from right to up, so that's interesting. And it does have a headphone jack on the bottom. So we will try it out. I'll try it in both Bluetooth and wired mode, and I will let you guys know. There's a $20 game controller off of AliExpress worth buying. You guys saw how this controller came to me. It came in a box with bubble wrap. That was it. It was just a box and bubble wrap with a controller in it instruction manual. I didn't even read the instruction manual. I said I was going to use this controller for a week and let you guys know how it was. I used this controller for a grand total of 30 seconds and had to throw it away. This thing is garbage. To start with, I used the USB connection because that's how I play my video games. I always use USB-C because controller latency feels horrible. The stick on the right-hand side of this controller was so unpredictable that I had to throw this thing away and grab another controller mid-match. Why? You couldn't figure out where your cursor was going to end up landing when you were using this thing. It was complete garbage. So I lasted 30 seconds. I threw it off to the side. I grabbed another controller, plugged it in, moved on. Then I brought it with me on a trip and I connected it to one of my tablets so that I could use it doing some emulation. Figured, you know, emulation, not that difficult for a controller to be good to do. I couldn't even use this for emulation. For starters, in order to connect it to anything, you need to hold down the share button and the power button at the same time until the light starts flashing. Show you it here. Okay, you see the weird flash? That means it is ready to connect. Does it have nice RGB? Not really. It's not that nice. Once I got it connected, the latency on this thing was so unusable. I've never felt something this bad in my life. And I mean, I've played PS4. This felt like I was playing with my hand in a wet sock. I am not joking. The latency was so bad. I get that Android does tend to have a little bit of extra latency, so I connected it to a computer over Bluetooth. Did not fix it. The latency on this controller is unusable. The only thing that I like about it is that it has a little touchpad on it, which every PlayStation controller has, but it's shaped like an Xbox controller, and I find that the Xbox controller is better shape. Does not excuse how bad this controller is. I would love to have a touchpad and a decent Xbox controller. This ain't it, fam. I had to go and learn how to set this up just so I can show you guys how bad the latency is. So I'm going to pull up a game. I'm going to record my hand putting an input in, and you guys are going to see just how bad it is. Okay, as you saw, I am going to slow this down so that you can really see how horrible the response was from that. I can't aim and hit anything. I overturn because as soon as you stop aiming, your gun does not stop turning. This is useless. Normally, I would give you guys a use case scenario of when you could buy one of these controllers and use it. If you're broke and you can't afford anything because you live in a ditch and this is the only thing that you can afford and you're choosing between this and food, still don't buy this, okay? If somebody walks up to you in the street and tries to hand you one of these controllers and is like, here, this controller is for you, slap them, they are not your friend. This thing sucks. Do not buy it. But of course, I am going to leave a link in the description. It's an affiliate link. If you're going to buy this piece of garbage, at least buy it from that because it supports the channel. By the way, this controller identifies as a PS4 controller. Does that look like a PS4 controller to you? Doesn't to me. I don't know. Don't buy it. I had to reverse image search just to find the name of the brand of this, which I will put here because I don't remember it off the top of my head. It is so bad that the company that makes it doesn't even want to attach their brand to it. That is how garbage this controller is. Do not buy it. Anyways, guys, I love y'all. Y'all beautiful. Hope you had a great day. We will be back to F-150 content next week. I am wrapping up winter prep for this week. So hopefully we can get the new project in, and there should be videos pretty regularly coming out of the new project. Also, if you saw my short about my wife leaving me because I have too many projects, well, you probably saw all the projects that I have, and you can probably guess what the next project is. Okay, bye.